Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 video. So today we're actually going to be building in Evergreen Harbor, and we're building in the Conifer Station area of Evergreen Harbor. And yeah, so this is technically the smallest lot in Evergreen, and we're actually going to be building a starter home on this lot. Now, you might notice that I have already put down a little like shell building from the debug menu. And I do swap out that one. I end up going with a completely different shell. But yeah, I wanted this lot to kind of look like there's like two houses on the lot, just because I knew I wanted it to be a like under 20,000 simoleon starter. And when you're actually like building a starter home and you're going for this kind of very narrow, I guess kind of like narrow, almost shotgun type style, like I was going for with this build, it looks really weird having just this little tiny house and then like a big open empty lot. Now, what I would normally do is I would make like a really nice backyard or a really nice front yard, or you know, do a lot of landscaping and stuff like that. But because I'm actually working on a budget, I couldn't really do that. And I know I could do a bunch of debug landscaping and do everything like for free with the debug menu, but with this area of Evergreen Harbor, it wouldn't make sense to have a lot of like landscaping on the lot, because a lot of the lots in this area and this area of the world is a little bit more like, I don't know, like not suburban, but like there's a lot of concrete everywhere. A lot of the lots are like surrounded by concrete, and it's not like a woodsy area or anything like that. It's literally like in the town area with, you know, the station and everything like that. So I didn't want to make it like too landscapes and too like, I guess, naturey, if that's a good way of describing it. So yeah, I ended up going with this old trick that I have done before. I did it before with the Owen family's house in the like Port Promise area for my save file. I'll leave that video linked. But basically I did this where I kind of used a shell building as like just a decorative piece, and then built the house like right next to it to really make it look like, you know, there are two houses on the lot, and you know, just to make the lot look a little bit better, a little bit fuller, you know, stuff like that. So I really like the way this turned out. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, so this is technically a starter home. It is a under 20,000 simoleon starter. I actually spent 19,223 simoleons. That's what the build costs. That's, you know, what the build costs. But then you have to add the 750 simoleons for the lot. So at the end of the day, if your sim, like, if you create a new if you create a new sim and you want to move them in straight from Create a Sim, you can totally do that. You will have enough money to move your sims into this lot, but you'll be left with like, honestly, I think like 20 something simoleons. So you won't really have a lot left if you start off with just one sim. But the great thing about this starter home is the fact that it actually has space for 3 sims. So obviously we have the main bedroom that has a double bed. Both sides of the bed work. I did playtest everything as well, by the way. I thought I should probably playtest everything because the house is fairly cramped on the interior, and I wanted to make sure that, you know, your sims could get around everything and could access everything. And when I playtested it, all worked perfectly fine. But yeah, so you have obviously the main bedroom, and then you also have a kids room. So the kids room I didn't really set up for a child. It's fairly generic in there. It basically only has a single bed, a dresser, a like desk with a computer on it. So the house does actually have a computer, and I think that's basically, oh yeah, and I put an easel in the kids bedroom as well. So maybe that bedroom is more for like a teenager or something. So yeah, if you start off with maybe just like one sim, then you obviously, like I said, your sim will start off with like 20 simoleons left to their name. But if you start off with like a couple or something, then you will have a couple of thousand, you know, obviously left over that you can like play with and whatever. Or if you wanted to, you could also really easily just like put a dog bowl somewhere in the house, because the house does actually have a backyard. So you could easily have a single sim with like a dog or maybe even a cat that lived here, and then obviously you will also get a little bit extra because, you know, pets do take up a household slot, so your sims will start with more money if they do have pets. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, we've started figuring out the layout, and you'll see that I put down a bunch of placeholder furniture, and I haven't even done the exterior colors or, you know, anything like that. I've barely put in any windows or whatever like on the exterior. So what I'm doing at the moment is literally just figuring out, you know, where I want everything to be. I'm figuring out the layout because, you know, it all depends on where I put certain rooms. That will like affect where I place the windows on the exterior, if that makes sense. So usually I do try and keep that in mind when I'm like building a house. I try to keep the layout in mind when I'm building the exterior. Otherwise, you'll end up with, you know, doing all of the windows on the exterior and then going to do the layout and then realizing, oh shoot, I kind of need to place a wall like right through the middle of this window. And then if you move the window after that, then everything just looks wrong, to me anyway. So usually I try to do the layout first and then do the windows so that I can kind of like know where everything is going to be. So obviously I don't want to put like big windows in the bathroom and then no windows in the bedroom, if that makes sense. So yeah, we're figuring out the layout, and I'm also figuring out a lot of like the placeholder furniture. So you'll see me put down a bunch of furniture and, you know, just do it in like the default swatches. A lot of the stuff I just place down in default swatches and, you know, try and figure out the layout of where I want everything to be. And then later on, once I've finished with the exterior, I'll actually come back inside and then, you know, properly decide on, you know, what couch I want, what bed I want, you know, all of the color schemes, stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of the way I did this build. I tend to do it this way with a lot of my like starter homes or budget homes, just because I want to make sure that I have all of the like necessary items in, and that I've bought all of the necessary items, and then I'd like to see, you know, what money I have left over to, you know, make the build look pretty, if that makes sense. And yeah, just figuring out spacing and all of that stuff. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. We do have a little bit of grass in both of the little like backyard areas, just because I figured, you know, the rest of the lot would probably be concrete, but then they would probably have, you know, just a little bit of grass in their backyards. And I tried to make the grass not super green, because the grass in the rest of this neighborhood isn't super green either. Like, it wouldn't make sense to have like a really green lawn and then the rest of the neighborhood has like kind of patchy yellowish grass. So yeah, I tried to make that look work in the backyard. And yeah, I also gave a little backyard to the like fake house next to them, and I put some like fake furniture down there as well. So your Sims won't try to like use any of that furniture, like the table and chairs. They're not functional. They're just from like the debug menu. So like I said, they're literally just for looks, and they won't like impact your Sims. Your Sims won't try and like use them or anything like that. So yeah, that was really cool, and I had a lot of fun just playing around with debug. You'll notice that I do spend quite a lot of time in the debug and like the live edit menu, because I wanted this house and this lot to be as decorated as possible. But obviously I didn't want to spend a lot of money doing it, because I didn't have a lot of money. So I wanted to spend, you know, as little as possible on the exterior so that I could focus on, you know, making the interior as nice as I possibly could. And I actually really like the way this house turned out. There isn't a lot of clutter everywhere. There isn't, you know, a lot of like personalized items, because obviously, like I said, starter home. So I didn't want to personalize it too much. I want you to be able to like download this, move in and then, you know, either immediately start playing, because obviously you have everything that you need. You have a computer, there's an easel, you even have a chess table on the front porch. I end up putting one there. You also have a little tiny TV and, you know, obviously a fully functional kitchen that even has a coffee machine in it as well. So you could easily just, you know, start playing. But if you have like, you know, maybe one sim, like 2 sims or like 3 sims even, maybe you have like a small family, then obviously you'll have a little bit of extra money to work with. I think you'll have, if you start off with 2 sims, I think you have 22,000 when you start a new game, and 3 sims is 24,000, I think. So, you know, like I said, if you have like 2 sims even, you'll have like 2,000 simoleons, or like 4, you know, depending. But that money you could easily use to like upgrade the TV, for example, because I do use this little tiny TV that's actually a conversion from The Sims 1 that we got in, I believe, either a patch or an SDX drop, or oh no, it was actually part of Eco Lifestyle. I forgot. So yeah, that TV is actually like an old object from The Sims 1 days that the Sims team put into Eco Lifestyle. So it's a debug TV as well. So it costs like, I think, 30 simoleons or something. It's super cheap, but it's really tiny, it's really cute, and I really liked using it for this build. But yeah, we have that really like crappy TV, and you know, there's a bunch of stuff that you could like upgrade in this if you really wanted to, but you have everything you need for it to be a functional and like playable and usable starter home. So yeah, you have that. But I don't know what I was talking about. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, I also gave the lot a couple of lot traits. So I gave it the Penny Pixies and the Homey lot trait. And then I also gave it the Reduce and Recycle lot challenge. So that's why I put that big trash can in kind of that little like alleyway between the 2 houses. I really like doing that on the back of the build. So yeah, you have the big dumpster and you have the Reduce and Recycle lot challenge. So your Sims kind of have to be mindful of, you know, sorting out their recyclables and all of that stuff. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. And we're almost to the end of the build. So if you guys want to download this, it is up on the gallery. I don't think I mentioned this, but it is actually for my save file as well. So it's going to go in Evergreen Harbor for my save file. But if you want to download it, I'll have all of the download information down below in the description, like the hashtags, my gallery ID, a link to the gallery website, and everything like that that you could possibly need. I'll have all of that in the description. It's completely custom content free as well, because like I said, it is for my save file. And then yeah, tray files will be going up for channel members on my community tab as well once this video is out. And yeah, I think that's everything about the build that I wanted to mention. But something else really random is this actually wasn't the build that was supposed to go out today. I know I told you guys over on Twitter that I was actually working on a like wintry Christmas, like a little bit more subtle Christmas than my British Christmas cottage that I did last week. But I'm actually working on like another Christmassy kind of build that's kind of like a wintry cabin. And that was supposed to go out this weekend. But we had a lot of like, basically if you follow me over on Twitter, you already know this. But we had some really bad flooding on Monday in our backyard. We live obviously up on a mountain. And like halfway up a mountain, there's nothing behind us like other than mountains. So we also kind of live in like a little dip, or like almost like a gully type thing. So we had a lot of water, there was a lot of rain, and basically our entire backyard flooded. It flooded like halfway into the house, and it was just a really big mess. My ceiling and roof in my bedroom actually also leaked, and it was a really big mess. Some of my books got damaged. I was like scrambling to keep my computer from getting damaged because my PC is in my bedroom, and it was a big mess. And then yeah, the rest of the week we've basically been either cleaning up all of that mess, or we've been dealing with a lot of load shedding, and it's driving me insane at this point. We've had straight load shedding for I think months. I think almost since September, or like beginning of November, we've had like load shedding every single bloody day. It's driving me nuts. And yeah, that's why I haven't been able to finish that build, because we've been without power for like 6 to 8 hours every single day. And between, you know, working on builds, I also have to edit other builds, I have to do voiceovers, there's stuff in the house that I need to do, and I've been dealing with some like mental and emotional things as well, because December is always a difficult month for me. So yeah, that's why that build isn't out this weekend. I'll try and get it out either in this week or next weekend for Christmas. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, we're almost at the end of this video, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, you know, do all of the fun YouTube things. Hope you're having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all in my very next video. Bye everyone!